We are joined by Mr. Mark Gunther, the Officer of Minority Affairs, the Director of the Office of Minority Affairs at Tennessee State University. And this is a continuation of our discussion of Brown versus the Board of Education and diversity in public education, public higher education. And of course, Mr. Gunther, let me welcome you to this particular segment of the show. And to tell you, Mr. Gunther, how delighted we are to have you here, because I think that your appearance will give us an opportunity to sort of round up the first two segments that we had dealing with diversity in public education, in higher public education. Let's see if we can have you to give us a little information about your background, your education, and then we'll talk about the Office of Minority Affairs at Tennessee State University.
I received my undergraduate degree in communications from Austin Peay State University and stayed there and received my master's as well. I first came to Tennessee State University as a consultant for a Trainer of the Trainers program to coordinate their culminating conference and to put together a directory. The Trainer of the Trainers program was geared toward making African Americans leaders, better leaders in their community. From there, I went to direct, still at Tennessee State University, a grant through the USDA that was geared toward reducing the rapid decline of minority land loss among farmers. We dealt with a lot of minority farmers, primarily in West Tennessee, and I stayed there for 6 years, and then in 2000 came to Student Affairs, and have been the Director for Minority Student Affairs since 2000.
Now, Mr. Gunther, the Office of Minority Affairs at Tennessee State University has to be a very, very relatively new office, just by the very name, and being such an office on the campus of an historical black institution. Let's talk about that. I mean, how did that kind of office come into being?
It all came about under the merger that you were discussing earlier, actually, when UT Nashville and Tennessee State merged in the late 1970s. And it was brought about to help ensure that more minority students, in this case Caucasian students, were attending TSU, and that they had a successful experience there.
And this would be a sort of an office that would deal with that.
Right, to deal with any issues or problems that may arise for minority students, to act basically as a liaison between the university departments and the minority students.
Now, how does this fit into Brown versus the Board of Education, from what we've already said about Brown versus the Board of Education? What is the purpose of this office, and how does that fit into that?
We, at Tennessee State University, we want to create a very diverse student body. We have one of the most diverse faculties of any college probably in the United States, and we are really trying to keep a diverse student body as well. One of the things that I work with is retention programs, for example, to make sure that not only we receive, minority students want to come to the university, but they want to stay. I have various organizations that I serve as the advisor for or work with, but all the organizations that I work with